So let's solve this circuit using Norton's theorem. So question number 1. Find the current in the 4 ohms resistor using Norton's theorem. We are going to find the current flowing through this 4 ohms resistor using Norton's theorem. Now with Norton's theorem, the first thing we need to do is to remove the resistor we want to find the current flowing through. Then we mark the terminals and then replace that with a short circuit current we call IN. So let's do that. We are going to redraw the circuit and then remove the resistor and then replace that with a short circuit current IN. So we have this to be the 42 voltage source. We have 8 ohms resistor. We are going to replace the 4 ohms resistor with IN, the short circuit current. We have 6 ohms, 2 ohms, and then we have the current source, which is 3 amperes. Now let's distribute current in this circuit. So we have I, that is the current produced by the 42 voltage source. Now this current is going to flow through the 8 ohms resistor and then flow through this branch and then return to the negative terminal of this voltage source. We have this 3 ampere current source flowing in this direction, that is the anticlockwise direction, approaching this junction. Now at this junction, the current is going to split. So let's assume that the current that is flowing through this branch is going to be I1. Then it means that the rest of the current that is going to flow through this 2 ohms resistor will be 3 minus I1. Don't forget that we have 3 amperes current approaching this junction. So if we have I1 flowing in this direction, then it means that the rest of the current, which is 3 minus I1, will flow in that direction. So having done that, we also have I1 approaching this junction. Therefore, I1 is going to combine with I to flow in this branch. Therefore, the total short circuit current, which is IN, is going to be the combination of I and then I1. Therefore, we have IN to be equal to I plus I1. Now let's call this equation 1. So to find the value of IN, we basically need to find I and then I1, and then we can combine the two. So let's find the values of I and then I1. Now considering this loop, we can find the value of I. So we have the 42 volt source. We are taking the clockwise direction, so we have I flowing through the 8 ohms resistor. We have no resistor here, therefore that's going to be 42 equals 8I. So we divide through by 8 so that we have I equals 5.25 amperes. So this is the value of current produced by the 42 volt. Now let's find the value of I1. So to find the value of I1, we can basically choose any loop. Now let's consider this one. So moving in the anticlockwise direction, the applied voltage in this loop is 0. Therefore we have 0 equals, we are taking the anticlockwise direction, so we have the current flowing through the 6 ohms resistor to be in line with the direction we are taking. Therefore we have 6 times I1 and then our direction is going to oppose the flow of this current, that is 3 minus I1. Therefore that's going to be 6 I1 minus 2 into bracket 3 minus I1. So let's distribute negative 2 across. So that becomes 6I1 minus 6 plus 2I1. So 6I1 plus 2i1 is 8i1. So we have 0 equals 8i1 and then minus 6. Now we can transpose negative 6 to the left hand side so that we have 6 equals 8i1. Now we divide through by 8 and then we have I1 equals 0.75 amperes. So this is the value of I1. Now since we have the value of I and then I1, we can find the value of IN. So we have IN to be I, which is 5.25 plus I1, which is 0.75. Now when you add the two, you have IN equals 6.0 amperes. So this is the value of the short circuit current flowing through this branch. Next, we are going to find Rn, which is the Norton's resistance. So to find Rn, we are going to deactivate the internal sources, or better still the independent sources. We are going to short circuit the voltage source and then open circuit the current source. So let's redraw the circuit with the independent sources deactivated. So we have the 42 volts to be short circuited. We have 8 ohms. We have the two terminals AB. So that is Rn. And then we have the 6 ohms here. We also have 2 ohms. And then this becomes an open circuit. So to find the value of Rn, let's assume that we have a voltage source here. Now this voltage source is going to drive current through the circuit. Now at this point, let's assume that the current driven by the voltage source is I. At this junction, the current is going to split. Now the current that flows through the 6 ohms resistor will be the same current that flows through the 2 ohms resistor. So clearly, these two resistors are connected in series. So in that case, we have 6 plus 2, which is 8, and then that will be in parallel with this 8 ohms resistor. Therefore, we have Rn equals 6 plus 2, or parallel 8, and that is 8 parallel 8, and then 8 parallel 8 is equal to 4. So we have Rn to be 4 ohms. You can confirm your answer. That is, if you have 8 times 8 divided by 8 plus 8, 8 times 8 we have 64, 8 plus 8 is 16, 64 divided by 16 is 4. Now let's produce the Norton's equivalent circuit and find the value of the current flowing through the 4 ohms resistor. Now notice the direction of IN. We have IN pointing downwards. Therefore we have the Norton's current IN in this direction, connected in parallel to Rn, and also we have the load resistor, which is 4 ohms, connected in parallel with Rn. Therefore, if you want to find the value of current flowing through the 4 ohms resistor, that is given by current flowing through the 4 ohms resistor is equal to the value of the Norton's resistance, Rn, divided by Rn plus RL. So divided by the sum of the two resistors multiplied by the total current approaching the junction, which is IN. So that is equal to 4 divided by 4 plus 4 times 6. 4 divided by 4 plus 4 is half, and then half of 6 is 3. Therefore, we have the current flowing through the 4 ohms resistor to be 3.0 amperes. Now let's solve the next question. So for question 2, we are going to find the current in the 8 ohms resistor using Norton's theorem. So we are going to find the current through or in this resistor using Norton's theorem. Now for this particular example, we are going to combine Norton's theorem and superposition theorem. Now superposition theorem allows us to consider one of the sources at a time and then deactivate the other. So we are going to get two values of In, that is In prime and In prime prime. After that, we are going to add their effects to find the total short circuit current, which is In. So let's do that together. So let the 25 volts act alone. So if the 25 volts is acting alone, then we are going to deactivate the 3 amperes current source. So we are going to represent that with an open circuit. So we have the 25 volts. We have the 5 ohms resistor. Also this 20 ohms resistor. We have the open circuit, 4 ohms, and then we are going to replace the 8 ohms resistor with a short circuit current, that is In. Now because we are considering the 25 volt source, we are going to label this as In prime. So this In prime is the value of short circuit current that is flowing through this branch when the 25 volts is acting alone. So let's find the value of In prime. Now even before that, we need to find the value of the total current produced by the 25 volt when it is acting alone. Then we can find the value of In prime. So the total resistance for this circuit, let's call that RT prime, and that's equal to, now these two resistors, that is the 20 ohms and the 4 ohms resistors, are connected in parallel, and their combination is in series with the 5 ohms. So that's going to be 20 parallel 4 or plus 5. Now 20 parallel 4 is basically 20 times 4 divided by 20 plus 4. So 20 times 4 divided by 20 plus 4 gives 10 over 3. And then plus 5, and that is equal to 25 over 3. So we have RT prime to be 25 over 3 ohms. So this is the value of RT prime. Now using this, we can find the value of the current that is produced by the 25 volts when it is acting alone. So basically that is equal to I equals 25 divided by 25 over 3. And this gives 3 amperes. So the value of I is 3 amperes. So we have 3 amperes approaching this junction. Now to find the current flowing through this branch, that is the current In prime, we need to use the current division rule. So using the current division rule, we have In prime equals the value of this resistor, which is 20, divided by the sum of the two resistors, that is 20 and 4, times the total value of current approaching the junction, which is 3. So this becomes 20 divided by 24 times 3, and that is equal to 2.5 amperes. So this is the value of In prime. Now let's deactivate the 25 volts and then consider the 3 amperes current source. So let 3 amperes act alone. So we are going to represent the 25 volts with a short circuit we have 5 ohms, 20 ohms. We have the current source 3 amperes, 4 ohms, and then we have this to be IN prime prime. So let's find the value of IN prime prime. Now these two resistors are connected in parallel because when you go through this loop, you don't pass through any other circuit element except those two resistors. So they are connected in parallel. So we have the combination to be 5 times 20 divided by 5 plus 20. That's going to be 100 over 25, and that is equal to 4. So in actual sense, we have 4 in parallel with 4. So it means that we are going to share the current between these two resistors. Now because the resistors are of the same value, then it means that the current flowing through each of them is basically going to be half of this value. Therefore the current IN prime prime is basically 1.5. You can as well calculate using the current division rule. You have 4, which is the combined effect of these two resistors, divided by 4 plus 4, and then times 3. So 4 divided by 8 is half, and then half of 3 is 1.5. So we have IN prime prime to be 1.5. Therefore IN is equal to IN prime plus IN prime prime. Now note the directions. We have IN prime moving downwards. We also have IN prime prime also moving downwards. So they are all going to be positive. So we have IN prime to be 2.5, and then IN prime prime also to be 1.5. So 2.5 plus 1.5 is 4 amperes. So 4.0 amperes. So that is the value of the short circuit current, or basically the total short circuit current flowing through this branch. Now let's find Rn. So to find Rn, we are going to represent the 25 volts with a short circuit and the current source with an open circuit. So that's going to look like this. We have the 5 ohms, 20 ohms. We have an open circuit, 4 ohms, and then we have the terminal AB, and this is Rn. So looking through this terminal, 5 and then 20 are connected in parallel, and then their combination is in series with this 4 ohms resistor. Therefore we have Rn equals 5 parallel 20 all plus 4. Now 5 parallel 20 is 4, therefore 4 plus 4 is 8. So we have Rn to be 8 ohms. Now to find the value of the current flowing through the 8 ohms resistor, first of all let's draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. So we have IN connected in parallel with Rn. We have IN to be 4 amperes. And then we also have RL to be 8 ohms. So the current flowing through the 8 ohms resistor is equal to the value of Rn divided by the sum of the two resistors times the value of the current approaching the junction, which is IN, 4 amperes. So 8 divided by 16 is 1/2 times 4 is 2 amperes. So the value of current flowing through the 8 ohms resistor is 2 amperes.